Today we're going to be talking about tires. Let's check it out. The Shinko 777 tire, acclaimed by some, hated by others. To run a tire that's not manufactured in the United States certainly does have some controversy attached to it. Now, in full disclosure, my family, my dad worked in a tire factory most of his adult life. He worked in the Uniroyal Goodrich plant over in Tuscaloosa, built tires, new tires in and out, was there for a good 30 years of tire development throughout his lifetime, and saw a lot of engineering changes in how tires were made over his lifetime. When I was growing up, Dad didn't like to talk about baseball, he didn't like to talk about football, but he did like to talk about tires. And so I was the beneficiary of a lot of useless tire knowledge. Yeah, like I said a moment ago, there's a lot of controversy that's attached to running a tire on your motorcycle that's not manufactured in the United States. These particular tires are manufactured in South Korea, engineered in Japan, but manufactured in South Korea. As such, these tires have been able to be offered on the United States market for a much lower price point than some of its US-based competitors. Certainly in a lot lower price point, but what about the quality, right? So value is two things, right? It's price and quality combined. I don't have any hard numbers or any statistics or anything to point to. I have anecdotal evidence offered by myself and by other people online. Now, if you read the reviews online, a lot of them are mixed. Some people swear by the Shinko 777s, they run them, no issues, whatever. Other people say that they're pieces of crap, they don't like them, etc., etc. Now, I am running currently Shinko 777 tires on my Kawasaki Vulcan Voyager. I run a Shinko 777 in the front. I have a Michelin Commander on the rear. All I can tell you about is the front tire. So with that being said, the previous owner that had it said that he had put the tire on and that it sings, quote unquote, sings while going down the road. You can hear a tire noise going down the road. Now, since I've had the bike, the air pressure has always been on the money on this front tire. I've checked it constantly. I check it before I ride for safety's sake, as you probably should most times. Just check your air pressure and make sure it's good to go before you take off down the road and figure out something unpleasant. So there's been consistent air pressure in this tire. Everything has been maintained properly on this tire. When I got the bike and I was riding it, I did notice a little bit of front tire noise. Not crazy. It's not anything that I would say I'd never run these ever again, but it was enough to notice, even with the loud exhausts and everything else. So fast forward until a couple days ago when I was doing some maintenance on my motorcycle and I was checking out some of the things, as you typically do, kind of look everything over as you're maintaining your motorcycle. And I discovered something with the front tire. Let me show you. I don't know if these show up on the video, and I'll go kind of to the side here so you can see. But there are bulges running down the face of the tire tread. Here, I'll go. Ladies and gentlemen, that is called delamination. That is taking place here on my tire. Like I said a moment ago, I have checked the tire pressures on this tire constantly. It is not an issue related to overinflation. It is not a relation to underinflation. It's not damage caused by that. Quite literally, if you're not familiar with delamination, this is a process by which the plies on the tire, or the layers that make up the tire, on the inside are starting to separate and come apart. The air is trying to force its way out of the tire because it is pressurized. It's trying to find the avenue of least resistance out, and is putting pressure on some of these weaker areas of the tire, thereby creating the bulge that is visible on the outside of the tread. This is extremely dangerous and can potentially cause a crash due to rapid tire deflation. Let's put it that way. Needless to say, I will not be riding this motorcycle until I can get that tire changed. I needed to go out and buy a motorcycle lift because I don't have a motorcycle lift yet, so that is on my prospective shopping list. But I'll be changing this tire out as quickly as possible and not riding on this tire. If you have this going on your tire, if you have these bumps showing up on your tire, do not ride it. Extremely dangerous. I would not trust it, even if the shop is around the corner. You know, it's not worth it, man. It is not worth it. Go get you a trailer it to the place if you have to. If you don't have a way to change it yourself, trailer it to the place. You know, just don't. So what am I going to put on the front in its place? Am I going to buy another Shinko, or am I going to go with something else? So I've looked at the different motorcycle tires out there, and I've looked at what the options are, and I've looked at kind of what my budget is going to be on this. And I'll be honest with you, this is not something that I think I'm going to repeat. Like, I didn't buy this tire, I didn't put this tire on, so I don't really feel like, you know, this is just something I inherited, right? But I'll say this, I probably will not buy another Shinko tire. Not knocking the guys who choose to run Shinko. If you choose to run Shinko, hey man, on you. Completely understand, that's your preference. I'm not going to knock that, dude, not at all. But I will say, because of my experience, what I have seen here, the road noise that I've encountered while running this thing, I'm probably not going to run another Shinko. Honestly, I am going to get an American-made tire. I'm not going to run another Shinko. I'm going to get something else. I'm also going to take a look at that back tire, but me personally, when it comes to tires, I am biased towards American-made tires for a couple different reasons. One, because, you know, American-made tires are typically, I won't say always, because there's going to be some people out there that will point things out. I will say, as a precept, as a standard moving forward, US-based tires, US manufactured tires are typically of better quality than that of their foreign-built competitors. Two, I'm partial to American-made tires when I can, just because of, you know, people like my old man who work at these places. I know people who've built tires. That's just kind of the thing. So probably, like I said, won't go with another Shinko on the front. Hope you enjoyed this video. Those are kind of my thoughts about the Shinko 777s. TLDR is basically, I've got delamination going on in the front tire. Should not have this happening at this mileage. I will say, what I didn't mention a moment ago is the tire is not even near the wear bars, so this should not be happening this early in this tire's life. Don't know how many miles are on the tire, so I'm not even going to try like a warranty thing. I'm just going to replace it outright. But the TLDR is basically Shinko 77 tire, newer tire, delamination problems, won't run them again. Anyhow, thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one.